The book of Exodus is a powerful story. It's about hope, it's about courage, it's about freedom. The story of Exodus is a journey. It's about the Israelites leaving Egypt. They were slaves there. Moses led them to freedom. This story is important. It teaches us about faith. It teaches us about God's love. The Exodus story is still relevant today. It reminds us that we can overcome any obstacle. We just need faith. We need each other. Moses is a central figure in Exodus. His story is one of the most compelling narratives in the Bible, filled with trials, triumphs, and divine interventions. He was chosen by God for a mission of immense importance. This mission was not just a task, but a divine calling that would change the course of history for the Israelites. Moses had to lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, a monumental task that required immense faith and courage. The journey was long and arduous, filled with challenges that tested their resolve. Raised in the Pharaoh's palace, Moses enjoyed the luxuries and privileges of Egyptian royalty. He was educated in the ways of the Egyptians, groomed to be a leader within the palace walls. But deep down, Moses knew he was actually Hebrew. This dual identity created a conflict within him as he witnessed the suffering of his people under the harsh rule of the Egyptians. He was destined for greatness, a destiny that was revealed to him through divine encounters. These moments of revelation were pivotal, shaping his path and purpose. Despite his destiny, Moses was hesitant at first. He doubted his abilities and questioned whether he was the right person for such a monumental task. His reluctance was rooted in his humility and awareness of his own limitations. He didn't think he was the right person for the job, but God reassured him, providing signs and miracles to bolster his faith. This divine reassurance was crucial in helping Moses overcome his doubts and fears. God promised to be with him every step of the way. With this divine promise, Moses accepted his destiny. He embraced his role with newfound confidence and determination. He became a powerful leader, guiding the Israelites through the wilderness towards the Promised Land. His leadership was marked by wisdom, courage, and unwavering faith. He became a prophet, a conduit for God's will, and a symbol of hope and resilience for his people. The Israelites were in Egypt for many years. They were descendants of Jacob. Jacob was Joseph's father. Joseph was a powerful man in Egypt. At first, the Israelites were welcomed in Egypt, but things changed. A new pharaoh came to power. This pharaoh didn't remember Joseph. He saw the Israelites as a threat. The Israelites became slaves. They were forced to build cities. They were treated cruelly. They cried out for help. God heard their cries. God commanded Moses to speak to Pharaoh. Moses told Pharaoh to let his people go, but Pharaoh refused. He defied God. So God sent plagues upon Egypt. Each plague was worse than the last. There were 10 plagues in total. The Nile River turned to blood. Frogs covered the land. Lice infested the people and animals. Locusts devoured the crops. The Egyptians suffered greatly. But Pharaoh remained stubborn. Finally, Pharaoh agreed to let the Israelites go, but he changed his mind. He chased after them with his army. The Israelites were trapped. They were at the edge of the Red Sea. They were terrified. Moses raised his staff. God parted the Red Sea. The Israelites walked across on dry ground. The Egyptian army followed, but the sea closed upon them. The Israelites were safe. They were free at last. After crossing the Red Sea, the Israelites found themselves in a new chapter of their journey. The miraculous parting of the sea was not just an escape from their past, but a gateway to their future. They had witnessed the power of God firsthand, and their faith was strengthened. The Israelites journeyed to Mount Sinai, a trek that was both physically demanding and spiritually significant. The desert was vast and unforgiving, but it was also a place of reflection and transformation. Each step brought them closer to their divine destiny. This was a sacred place, a mountain that stood as a beacon of hope and divine presence. Mount Sinai was not just a geographical location, it was a spiritual landmark. It was here that the heavens would touch the earth and the divine would meet the mortal. It was here that God made a covenant with his people, a promise that would shape their identity and destiny. Moses, the chosen leader, ascended the mountain to commune with God. This was a moment of profound significance, a divine encounter that would echo through the ages. Moses went up the mountain. He spoke with God, receiving wisdom and guidance. The ascent was not just a physical climb, but a spiritual journey. Each step was a step closer to the divine, a step towards understanding and enlightenment. God gave Moses the 10 Commandments, laws that would serve as the foundation of their society. These commandments were more than rules. They were principles of justice, morality, and faith. They were a divine gift, a guide for righteous living. These were laws to live by, inscribed on stone tablets to signify their permanence and importance. They were not just for the Israelites, but for all humanity, a universal code of ethics and morality. They were rules for a just and moral society, a blueprint for a community that valued justice, compassion, and integrity. The commandments were discussed, taught, and integrated into the daily lives of the people, shaping their culture and traditions. The covenant at Mount Sinai was a turning point, a moment that defined the relationship between God and his people. It was a sacred agreement, a bond that would endure through trials and tribulations. This covenant was a testament to God's love and commitment. It marked the beginning of a new relationship between God and his people, a relationship built on faith, obedience, and mutual respect. The covenant was a promise of guidance, protection, and blessings, a divine assurance that they were not alone on their journey. The 10 Commandments are fundamental to the Jewish and Christian faiths. They are a guide for ethical and moral behavior. The first commandment tells us to worship only one God. The second forbids idolatry. Others focus on honoring our parents, respecting life, and being truthful. The 10 Commandments are timeless. They remain relevant today. They remind us of our obligations to God and to each other. The journey from Egypt to the Promised Land was not easy. The Israelites wandered in the wilderness for 40 years. They faced many challenges. There were times of doubt, there were times of fear, but God was always with them. He provided for their needs. He gave them food from heaven. He brought water from rocks. He tested their faith. He taught them to rely on him. He never abandoned them. The story of Exodus teaches us many valuable lessons. It teaches us about the importance of faith. Even when times are tough, we must trust in God. It teaches us about perseverance. The Israelites never gave up hope. They kept going, even when the journey was difficult. Exodus teaches us about the power of unity. The Israelites supported each other. They helped each other through difficult times. They survived together. After 40 years, the Israelites finally reached the Promised Land. It was a land flowing with milk and honey. It was a land of opportunity. It was a place where they could start anew. They could build a new life. The journey was over. They had overcome many obstacles. They had learned valuable lessons. They had found their freedom. They had found their home. The story of Exodus is more than just history. It is a tale that has been passed down through generations, a narrative that has shaped cultures and inspired countless individuals. This ancient story, found in sacred texts, is a cornerstone of faith for many. It is a testament to the enduring power of hope and the human spirit's resilience. It's a story of hope. Hope that even in the darkest of times, there is a light that guides us. The dawn breaking over the desert symbolizes new beginnings, a fresh start after a long night of struggle. It is the hope that binds communities together, as people come together to support one another, lifting each other up in times of need. It's a story of redemption. Redemption from the chains that bind us, whether they are physical, emotional, or spiritual. The act of crossing a river represents a significant transition, a move from bondage to freedom. Celebrations of freedom are not just moments of joy, but powerful affirmations of the human capacity to overcome and transform. It's a story that speaks to the human spirit. The diverse faces smiling and hands reaching out symbolize unity and the collective strength of humanity. Ancient statues remind us of the timeless nature of these values. The human spirit is indomitable, capable of enduring great trials and emerging stronger. It reminds us that we are all capable of great things. We can overcome adversity. We can achieve freedom. The image of a person raising their arms in triumph at a mountain peak is a powerful metaphor for reaching the pinnacle of our potential. The historical depiction of the Israelites crossing the Red Sea is a vivid reminder of the miraculous possibilities that faith and determination can bring. We just need to have faith. Faith in ourselves, faith in each other, and faith in a higher power. Prayer is a universal act of seeking guidance and strength. When we come together in prayer, we create a powerful force of collective belief and support. Ancient places of worship stand as monuments to the enduring power of faith throughout the ages. We need to support each other. In times of hardship and in times of joy, the strength of a community lies in its ability to come together, embracing each other, working together towards common goals, and sharing in each other's burdens and triumphs are what make us stronger. The story of Exodus teaches us the importance of solidarity and mutual support. We need to never give up on our dreams. The journey may be long and arduous, but perseverance is key. Climbing a mountain symbolizes the challenges we face in pursuit of our aspirations. Writing down our goals is a step towards making them a reality. A determined face reflects the inner strength and resolve needed to keep moving forward, no matter the obstacles. The story of Exodus is a timeless message of hope. It is a journey from oppression to liberation, from despair to joy. The ancient Israelite camp and the desert journey are powerful symbols of the trials and tribulations faced along the way. Yet, they also represent the unwavering spirit of those who strive for freedom and a better future. It's a reminder that God is always with us. The divine light breaking through the clouds signifies the presence of a higher power, guiding us through our darkest moments. Ancient temples and serene landscapes evoke a sense of peace and spiritual connection. They remind us that we are never alone and that divine guidance is always within reach. He will never forsake us. The protective hand over a group symbolizes divine protection and care. A guiding star in the night sky represents hope and direction, even in the darkest times. People looking up in hope reflect the eternal human quest for meaning and reassurance. The story of Exodus reassures us that we are always under the watchful eye of a benevolent force, guiding us towards a brighter future.